The Ultimate Football Fan is now here. All the biggest fan channels in one place.
Next night's down.
100% Chelsea.
Arsenal Fan TV.
All about the fans.
Why is he on the fucking pitch? What for what?
Exclusive content only here.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to
The UFF Daily Football Show.
The #1 source for everything going on in the football world, daily.
UFF, do what you have to do.
Yeah, I need to. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. You've seen the nice intro to UFF there at the bit. Where am I?
Terry, I don't know.
Where am I? There's some dude I've never seen before with like yellow tips in his hair.
But UFF,
I'm not on it.
UFF is inclusive and everyone deserves a chance.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Download it. Description's in the link below.
There we go. Thank you.
The link is in the description below. Oh, well, football's happened. Liverpool lose. Oh, we've got some Twitter polls for you on that. Liverpool sailing close to the wind in terms of their top 4 place. Arsenal go out. Wenger's last game at home. Fair play to him and the Gooners and the Gunners today, picking up a 5-0 victory. Aubameyang looking absolutely wonderful. Look, no pressure on their game. We know it was a bit of an end of season sort of fun day in many ways for it being Wenger's sort of party. But credit where credit's due. They played well, took their chances. Burnley weren't in the game whatsoever. So a nice way to send Arsene Wenger out. It really, really was. We want to hear from you on 0203 606 0315. A few of the talking points. We want to talk Wenger. Want to hear about... We did quite a negative Wenger show the other day. But we want to hear about your happiest memories of Wenger. What, you know, the great moments of Highbury, the great moments at the Emirates. Trophies winning, etc. I want to hear about your greatest moments with him. I want to speak a little bit about Chelsea, their victory today. Yeah. They looked back at it today. You saw some passion and energy from Conte. Could he be staying on as manager? That's the question there. And Liverpool, are they going to make the top 4? A game in hand, 3 points in front of Chelsea. Chelsea have a game in hand. They need to at least draw or win their last game of the season. It's looking a little bit tight. I mean, can you just... We'll put this out there. Can you imagine... They drop out the top 4 and then lose the Champions League final. Both are conceivable. Both are conceivable. We want to hear from Liverpool fans and your views and points on that. Before any of that, though, download the OneFootball app. All the information is in the description below. But Adam, final game at home for Wenger. How you feeling now? He's gone now. Like, you're not going to see him ever at your stadium ever again as a manager.
Listen, it is a relief, but obviously that relief has to be put in context because it's only going to be a relief if the manager that comes in is going to do better than what he's done. And it's no good us getting someone else that's going to do the same rubbish because then it's just another person to complain at. But considering all the turmoil Arsenal's been in, it's been like a civil war at times this season. It's good that we gave him a nice send-off. It's good that we won 5-0. The sun is shining. Everyone's happy. Bank holiday tomorrow. So it's all good.
Absolutely. I mean, and we've asked for supporters to ring up and say this, but when you think about... I know we spoke on Thursday about the worst moments under Wenger, but let's be really fair to him. He has some great moments as well. What stands out to you as his greatest moment in...
It has to... As much as it's not quite cliche, but the Invincible season. Going 49 games unbeaten. Nobody has done it. And nobody's going to do it for a very long time. That is something that is incredible. It's an incredible achievement for him to have done. And so for me, and especially the age I was at that time, that's my most cherished moment of Arsene Wenger, and the type of football that we were playing at that time as well is great.
So do you know what, if I'm going to look at it from a rival's point of view, I think that I respect Wenger for especially what he did in the 90s and early 2000s with Manchester United. The rivalries that my club and your club had very much spearheaded by him and Sir Alex Ferguson. Those were although some of those moments were painful, for me, it's one of the biggest things that made me love football and love the Premier League so much. And you have to respect the manager there for doing that. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Luke.
Hello, Luke. Who do you support, mate?
Chelsea.
You're a Chelsea fan. How are you feeling after that victory today?
I feel satisfied.
Satisfied. And what's your view on Conte? Because he looked quite animated and passionate again today. Could he be staying?
I don't know about that because because 5th place is not a good place to be for like our club. Because Chelsea, we should deserve more, like in the top 4 at least.
I get that, but you've got a couple of games to go. You're 2 points behind Spurs. You could catch them. Spurs have been losing games. Liverpool haven't been at the races in the Premier League. Both Spurs and we haven't even mentioned Spurs.
No.
Both teams above you are capable of dropping. If Spurs lose their next game and you win your last 2, you make top 4.
Because our last game is against Newcastle away, but at Newcastle we never win there because it's a ground. It's like a phony ground because we never win at Newcastle. So.
Come on, but it's top 4 is still. It's not quite in your hands. You need teams above you to slip up. But Spurs and Liverpool have been slipping up.
Yeah.
Have you got no confidence in making this top 4 at all?
I think we can get there, but I don't see Spurs and Liverpool slip up at this time.
And they need both of them to
Spurs
do it.
lost to West Brom yesterday.
But it can change another game, like this midweek games. It can change.
It can, but
I think he's saying that it's unlikely. As much as Tottenham lost yesterday to West Brom, that was a freak.
it would just for me it would just be interesting if Liverpool or Spurs dropped out of the top 4 because they are probably the 2 most praised clubs by the media in terms of what the managers have done and what they have achieved. And I would just find it a little bit comical if one of them was to drop out of the top 4 because it would be a massive underachievement for them. Huge.
Which one would you think it was more comical, Terry?
Liverpool, because I'm a Man United fan, so that's rivalry straight up. Do you know what I mean? For you, it was Spurs because you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
But no, look, really appreciate your call, mate. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Wait, can I touch on one thing?
Oh yeah, go on.
Who do you think's going to win, Barcelona or Real Madrid?
I'm going to go with Barca. I don't want them to, but I'm going to go with Barcelona.
Yeah, I probably have to. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Top man. Cool. Anyone else wants to give us a call? You know the number 0203 606 0315. Let's text on Salah for a minute. Dive today. I put actually. What we'll do? We'll go on that because I tweeted out a little bit earlier. If Jake could put the.
What did you tweet, Terry?
I did tweet about it. Let me go to my tweet.
You're causing problems again.
I know, look at my tweet. Jay's going to put the tweet up. I just put disgusting dive from Mo Salah. Will Liverpool fans condemn him? But these are the kinds of responses you get, and I want to start doing a bit more of this on these shows. So these are responses. When multiple Tottenham players do it regularly, that's really stupid. And then their own manager claims it's part of the game. That's beyond stupid. Don't go at one player for diving literally once this season. You can't compare with Tottenham. And this is the point. What Tottenham are doing does not make Salah's dive acceptable. Absolutely, that is not an excuse. That is millennial stuff. That is millennials. That's you saying, I know it's wrong, but how can I defer or deflect the blame?
All right, so where do you stand on it being part of the game?
It's not. It's all cheating. And divers should be banned the same as drugs cheats. It's cheating. I have got zero tolerance. I call for Man United players to be banned the same. Ban them. 3-game minimum, multiple times 10 games. Third time we're doing it, ban them for a season. We want cheating out of our game. And the only way you can get rid of it is by punishing these players. And actually, but you're never going to do it. First step is fans have to self-condemn. Liverpool fans should be tweeting him tonight saying, do not do that in our shirt again. Do not disrespect our club like that again. But you won't because you're too soft and scared. The same as Spurs fans, Arsenal fans, United fans towards their own players. Until you start to self-police, you're never going to get cheating out of our game.
All right, devil's advocate. What if Champions League final, someone dives to win you a penalty?
I'm not celebrating. I will call it a hollow victory.
All right.
If England win the World Cup this year through a dive or cheating in the box, I will stand up and say that on camera. It's cheating. I will not celebrate it.
Okay, all right.
It's just as simple as that. Other things here, people are saying, no one will talk about it because he's nice and he's having a good season. That's true. This John says, no, they'll probably print T-shirts saying, we stand by you, Mo. There we go. But it's interesting. I like these kind of tweets. I like to know what people have got to say. This guy here says, shut up. We'll condemn him if he does it regularly. Jeez.
I don't think that's fair. I mean, I don't know. He's got a point. Maybe he's just wanted to see Mo Salah do well today. But you're right. It is wrong. My thing is, that's the most notable thing that he did in today's game.
Yes. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Terry, it's Mohamed. I'd like to apologise for last time.
Oh, Mohamed. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm trying to apologise for last time.
What happened?
How you doing?
Tell everybody what happened.
I don't know. What did you say?
No, well, lose and last time we lost to Brighton.
Yeah, just to
I'd
let
like to
everyone know.
apologise. He's not, huh?
Mohamed, I'm just letting the audience know. Mohamed is a Man United fan who is particularly unhappy on Friday night.
And what were you most unhappy about, Mohamed?
Don't really want to talk about it. Let's talk about today's game. It's going to get me angry, man.
So let's talk.
Yeah.
So what game do you want to talk about? Just so everyone knows, we're streaming here for both. We're covering both the Chelsea Liverpool game and Arsenal Burnley. So which one's on your mind?
Chelsea and Liverpool.
Okay, so what do you want to say?
I just want to say, well done to Chelsea beating Liverpool.
Yeah. Big up Chelsea.
I don't like Liverpool because they're my rivals.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to tell to you, them two teams next season are ones to watch out.
What, Chelsea and Liverpool?
Personally, my opinion.
Why? Why'd you say that?
They're going to strengthen.
As every other team will, though.
Yeah, as every other team will do. And I just see them as a threat.
Okay, so let me put this out there to you then. They're going to fret massively. So if next season, Man United finish in front of those two, will you be happy?
I'll be more. Not only will I be happy, I will be happy. Yes, not only be happy. I'll be coming over next season and saying, "If you see improvement, I will tell you, Terry, I was on the wrong and I was negative, and I'm sorry." But to be honest with you, personally, am I really going to see changes? Because he had 2 seasons with us. Yeah, this is the next year will be his 3rd season, the most. He doesn't last at club for more than 3 years. The most next season. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to stay there for more than 3 years. All I know there is at least a minimum of the 3rd year. Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah? I'm not going to see any difference. I'm not going to see. The reason why I'm negative is because I'm seeing negative things there. You understand where I'm coming from as a fan? I used to go to the games. Why do you think I stopped going to the games? Because I'm not seeing anything positive for my team. It's making me upset. It's making me depressed to go work. And I got Liverpool fans laughing at me. I got rival fans laughing at me. I can't say nothing to them.
No, mate. Look, we understand that. I think what we'll do, we'll pick this up on another Man United show on another game. But look, appreciate your views on the Chelsea Liverpool game, and we'll speak to you again soon.
All right, no,
take care, man. Thank you. Yeah, Wenger's about to get presented here with his gold Premier League trophy. I think that's obviously to honour the Invincibles, I would say. Right, we'll take more of your calls. Obviously, we want to hear your positive stories about Wenger. What it is you've loved about him, his greatest moments. Okay, look, the Invincibles and the double, they're probably the two most recognisable ones that you'll come out with. But have you got anything else on the side of that, whether it's a particular game or a signing he made? Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name? Hello? Oh, they've gone.
One thing for me that I think the Podolski signing kind of shocked me, you know, because Podolski was like this guy from a different country. He'd been in the Germany side, played for Bayern Munich. When we signed him, I was like, Wenger, you still got a little bit of clout. I think the Ozil signing and the Sanchez signing as well.
Hello, welcome to FanPark Live.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Mohamed.
Hello, Mohamed. Who do you support?
Liverpool.
Okay, what's on your mind? Are you worried about this top 4 place slipping away?
Not really, no.
Why?
Honestly, we got Brighton home next week, and at Anfield we've been great at home this season. So
okay,
I'm not that worried for next week.
Okay, good.
And it's Chelsea. Mathematically, if Chelsea win both games, and we win next week against Brighton, we're going to be third because of the goal.
Absolutely, you will be. It's good. Can I ask you another question? Like, you've been great this year in so many games, but when teams let you have possession, so when you have more than 60% of that ball, you lose or draw over 70% of those games. Are you surprised that more teams don't just park the bus against you, because you struggle to beat any team that sits back?
True. And probably next season it's going to be a huge test for us, honestly, because we're going to have, for me, a couple of changes in my opinion, like for next season. And so, for me, we don't hold, like if we're winning 1 or 2-0, we don't hold. You know what I mean? Like we don't hold back. Like against West Brom, that's a good indicator, because if we could have used a player like Naby Keita, like in terms of winning 2-0 and just holding that 2-0. Instead, what we do is just, not concentrate and basically just let in stupid goals.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, do you not think it's a little bit worrying as well that you've had this form going into the Champions League final? Or do you think that that's something that will just completely go out the window because of the occasion?
Sorry?
So you know how you've lost in the last couple of games, you haven't done too well. Are you worried that you're going to take that form into the Champions League final?
Yeah, I am worried a little bit against Real Madrid, because Real Madrid is that team that you give them one chance, they'll take it basically. But at the same time, their defense isn't that good. You know what I mean? Their defense isn't that good against our front three, against Firmino, Mane, and Salah. So that's a basically a test. Basically, who's like brave enough most of the time, like to actually not get the ball and just sit back a little bit. And if Liverpool does that, basically, we might do an upset against Real Madrid.
There we go, mate. Really do appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers.
Will it be classed as an upset?
If they beat Real Madrid, they're definitely the underdogs. Look, I've said it all along with the final. The team that is brave enough to sit back and absorb the pressure will win the game. Now, of course, pending any catastrophic defending errors. You know, they've got to defend well within those tactics and then counter well. But you saw it again today. When you stifle the box and the area and you give Salah, Firmino and Mane almost zero space. Man United did it to him twice this season. If you go back and look at a lot of their draws and defeats, Spurs did it wonderfully well at Wembley earlier on in the campaign. They don't win. Literally, I'm imploring neutrals out there to do it and Liverpool fans. Go and look at the stats of all the games that you've drawn and lost this season and last season. I would put a bet on that over 80% of them you have more than 60% of the ball. And there is something in that. And then look at the games you win and look how much of the ball you have. Of course, there are games where you have 60, 70% and you win. Go back and watch those games. A lot of the time, it's rather than it's great bits of football, it's moments of lapses of concentration or bad defensive errors. If teams defend well against Liverpool and they're compact and they play counter-attack football, they get results. It's crazy.
So, I don't know. I feel like the best teams, do counter-attacking teams get the credit
One sec. Jay, sorry?
deserve?
Oh, we're trying to get some footage. Supposedly there's some
breaking news
that Liverpool and Chelsea fans are physically fighting in the streets outside Stamford Bridge.
Whoa.
I know.
What's that about?
Don't know. But it's unlike Chelsea and Liverpool fans to be violent, isn't it? It's just such a shock.
No comment.
Jesus, we're going to turn some volume up here because Wenger's going to do a little speech.
Yeah.
I think we should listen to it.
Come on, Wenger. Look at him raising a trophy.
I know. Wenger, just so you all know, Wenger's lifting up at the gold, the little gold Premier League trophy. I think that's to celebrate, obviously, the Invincibles, the only manager that's done that. And we're going to listen to his speech. We're going to listen to his speech. It's going to come through. If we can understand him.
Yes.
Because sometimes, no, when they speak with those big echoes. Only one Arsene Wenger, the whole Arsenal crowd.
Relax. Please.
I'm just telling them what they're doing.
I know,
they're
but I just feel like something bad will come. Just chill.
I want to see if I would love them to pan to Claude or DT or Troops.
Yeah, you know what? That is classy. That is very classy.
Yeah, class. Shit, that gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, man.
Class act there, Mr. Wenger.
This is historic.
Thank you all very well for having me for such a long time. I know that's not easy.
I'd love him to do an interview with Robbie later.
I am like you. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Sit down. Don't worry. Is he crying?
Yeah. Oh, it's grown men crying here.
That means this is more than just watching football.
Yes.
It's a way of life. It is caring about the beautiful game, about the values that we cherish, and as well that something that goes through all our body, in every cell of our body. We care, we worry, we are desperate, but when you come here in of dreams, we realize.
Is he crying?
Oh,
the mic's not working.
I was crying there. Yes, a few people. I did hear him say nice things about Sir Alex Ferguson. That's well respected, honourable, and the right thing to do.
Makes this club so special, and I would invite you and really push to support these players. The staff who remains behind me.
Very important.
For me, this group of players has a special quality, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch.
Iwobi's crying.
And please, I feel follow this team and support them really next season.
Santi,
Because they deserve it.
Santi Cazorla there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he can freaking walk.
Yeah, man, it's sad what's happened to him. I want to see Ty. I bet Ty's in tears. He's got to be.
Well done, you, man.
It's the right time to go, though.
Yeah.
One simple word.
As went all white.
I
Wow.
will miss you.
Oh, yeah. You shouldn't have.
Bless him. I loved him to just. I just wanted him to mention Arsenal Fan TV. He won't, but I really wanted him to.
Thank you all for being such an important part of my life, and hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Where's he going to see us soon?
There we go. Nice speech there. Nice speech from him. Very dignified.
Yeah,
Very dignified and
extremely.
honourable. Because I think he knows there's been large sections of the fans that have turned.
Of course he knows. Yeah.
But this is the thing that I don't. I'm not saying anything negative about Wenger in what I'm saying here. He just stayed on a bit too long.
Yeah.
And I think people lost their patience with him. And do you know what? I think one thing, whether it's today, whether it's next month, maybe in a couple of years, like a great artist, you know, sometimes it takes time. Like Fergie today.
Yeah.
If Fergie would have had this brain hemorrhage when he was a current manager, there would have been, of course, heartfelt messages from everybody. But I think because he's been inactive for 5 years, anyone who harboured any anger towards him is kind of waned and it's nullified a little bit because he's not a competitive manager anymore. It's a history thing. And I think Wenger he'll gain back the love of lots of those Arsenal fans that lost it with him in a year, in a year or 2 or 3 when he hasn't been around and some of the pain goes away. I think it'll move on and it'll be good for him. And look, my issue is, you know, we know he did great things. He played great football. He achieved some amazing things from sort of the mid-90s to the mid-2000s. And that should, you know, respect that and honour that. We know what happened after that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's still a very good Premier League manager. Some innovative stuff that he's done here. And yeah, it's nice to see Arsenal fans giving him a proper send-off, you know?
Yeah, man.
Is it weird though? Because your whole lifetime you know him.
Honestly,
you're 25, so he's been there pretty much your whole life.
Yeah.
You don't remember George Graham or anybody else being there, no?
No, definitely not. So yeah, Wenger's been here my entire life. The style of football that I enjoyed was him.
Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hello, my name's Callum. Arsenal fan.
Oh, hello, Callum. Did you just watch Arsene Wenger's speech?
Yeah, I heard it on the stream.
Oh, you heard it on the stream.
Yeah, I thought
and what do you make of it?
I thought it was classy that, you know, he wished Sir Alex good recovery and all that. I thought, you know, you can see it means a lot to him, but it is the right time for him to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an interesting comment that's come up on here saying like Arsenal Fan TV and stuff are going to sort of fall away now because a new manager's coming in. Do you think the sort of the social media aspect for the fans will be very different now that Wenger has gone, or do you see it being very much the same?
I think it depends on the context, really. If the new manager's going to be absolute garbage, then you can see more of the same. But if it's going to be good, obviously it's going to be a lot more happier, which, you know, people like to see a rant and a bit of drama, so not many people will watch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that completely.
I think there are always going to be highs and lows with any manager, though. So, I mean, and I don't think there's going to be as much vitriol because it's not Arsene Wenger. But even so, I think I mean, it's stupid to say Arsenal fan TV is not going to survive.
Yeah, no, I get that. Callum, really appreciate your call, mate. Thank you very, very much. This is the thing with it. I made this point on Thursday night, and I'll say it again for anyone that wasn't watching then. You could almost see this. Look, the Arsenal fans on Arsenal Fan TV, there are more than just opinions and just of Troops, DT, Ty and Claude. Yeah. There are many, many opinions out there, many people that speak weekly. They just haven't hit the same sort of viral sensation as the others, but there are many opinions, and if you actually take the time to watch all the opinions of Arsenal fans, they varied from supporting Wenger like Ty right to the other end of wanting him out. Yeah. And the same thing is going to happen with the new manager in terms of you could literally find Ty, having been so loyal to Wenger, he might be more he could end up being far more critical of a new manager than say Claude, because Claude would want, and I'm just throwing an example, he's going to want to give the new manager time because he's wanted a new manager in, where Ty didn't. So Ty might be more critical of a new guy coming. He might not. He might literally overnight feel the same about Max Allegri or Luis Enrique as he did Wenger. But these are the dynamics of it. So the fan TV and the social media aspects of any club with a change of manager isn't going to go anywhere, because there's always going to be opinions. There's always going to be, as you say, highs and lows and differences of opinions and fans arguing. And that's part of it. That's why Arsenal Fan TV, 100% Chelsea, the United stand, and of course the ultimate football fan that couples us together. You don't watch this man's show, The Fifth Official. It's people with different opinions on football, debating and talking, and it's never going to go away. Of course not. And the only difference is now, rather than listening to ex-football players talk about it and debate it, you're now listening to fans talk about it. And it's never been as big, it's never been as popular, and it's growing. Look, my channel's a lot smaller than these, and it's growing by 2,000 subscribers a month. They're all, but this is the thing. So it's not going nowhere. It's going absolutely nowhere. We've got Chelsea caller coming through now. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
My name is Hodger and I'm a Chelsea fan.
Do me a favour, can you turn down your device in the background, please?
Yeah, I have.
Cheers, man. So you're a Chelsea fan. What were your thoughts on your performance today?
I'm happy. It's good that we're still in the top 4 race, because obviously if we lose today, we obviously would have been out of it completely. And another thing, I'm just happy Salah didn't break the whole Premier League record against us. So yeah, I think bearing in mind, considering we've been inconsistent for the past few seasons, I don't really know if we'll be able to make top 4 this season. But hopefully we beat Newcastle and Huddersfield in the next 2 games, and hopefully Tottenham slip up.
Well, yeah.
That was so weird. We just took a swing. Can I just ask you what you think about Hazard? I cannot find a Chelsea fan who doesn't think the sun shines out of his backside, but there are other fans who think that he's a bit inconsistent. What do you think?
I think for the past few years, obviously, I've just grown to support the guy, considering he's obviously plays for Chelsea. But it annoys me because I've seen him at his very best. Like at times, he's literally probably the best player in the world. But obviously, the inconsistency, I think, it's always gonna stop him from in a way being classed as one of the best players.
When has Eden Hazard ever been the best player in the world? Outside of maybe for one game, when has he ever consistently been the best player in the world?
Realistically, I think when we won the league twice in the last 3 years, there were times where he was up there. Obviously not the best, but yeah, if he continues to be inconsistent, he will never be at that level. And he's at that age now. If he doesn't show it now, he'll just be a world-class player. So I'm not going to lie. Obviously, a few years ago, I believed it when he was young, but obviously not much thing has changed since then. So I wouldn't really say he's the best player in the world, but he's obviously world-class. Any person would agree to that.
Look, mate, really appreciate your call. Thank you very much for coming on. I can't, look, for me, world-class, look, everyone has different, the issue when you debate world-class is the same when you debate who great managers are, the same as when you debate any subject. The premise needs to be set first. You need to have, there needs to be a, what is world-class? Whether it's tick boxes, whether it's they have to have achieved certain things, whether it's they have to, and for me, one of the biggest components in my definition is consistency. Of course. So whether it's, you look at Ronaldo and Messi at the pinnacle, they're probably beyond world class, but their consistency is great. When you look at Paul Scholes, he was just consistent his whole career. Steven Gerrard, consistent his whole career. We're looking at Premier League world classness here.
Consistently.
When I look at
Frank Lampard.
yeah. Well, Frank Lampard again is another one where he was just consistent. So if you want to call them world class, the one thing you would say is in your favour is consistency. Yeah. Eden Hazard lacks so much consistency. I would never consider him world class. When he turns it on, he's brilliant.
Honestly, like today he was unplayable.
But people sometimes realise that for me, yes, your skills and your shooting ability and your passing ability are an attribute. But so is your mentality, your stamina, your consistency. These are mental attributes that all need to be taken into the equation as to whether or not you're a world-class football player. And sorry, Eden Hazard's not. Statistically he's not. On the eye he's not. The consistency factor takes it away from him. And, you know, he's one of those guys. There's so many more players I would pick over him. So many I would pick over him. If you want an attacking player that's going to score goals, I really, really would. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hello, Terry. My name is Abdullah. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Jeez.
Hello, Abdullah. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you. Just want to talk about the Arsenal game. I just want to say that I've been very critical of Arsene Wenger in the last couple of years, but now that he is like officially left, and it was a really good game. So I would just like to thank him for his service. I'm pretty sure he's not listening, but if he is, I would just.
How dare you? How dare you say Wenger doesn't listen to us too?
Oh, I'm sure he does. Sorry,
thank you.
Nah, thank you though. That's good. That's very good of you, especially for someone you say who was critical of.
We were having this conversation during the games here because we have Jay, who's one of our sort of tech guys, producers. He doesn't like Victor Moses, but when Victor Moses does something good, he won't ever praise him. And I think that's a problem I have with a lot of football fans nowadays. You know, I don't particularly rate Ander Herrera in a Man United shirt, but when he has a great game, I clap him and say well done and thank you. And I think it's very important to do what you did there, is to congratulate Wenger for everything that he has done at the football club. You can all. Does it feel nice now for you as a Gooner though to be able to move on from this chapter?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, you know, the best thing about I noticed about today is that when Arsene Wenger finally spent some big money, we now see the results. I mean, we now realize what 100 million worth of strikers can give you. We have just seen a glimpse of what they can do, which is like really good. And I would like to send my prayers and to Sir Alex Ferguson and for his health.
Yep.
I hope he recovers soon. It was a good day. I mean, it was a good day when even Alex Robbie scored. So yeah. I mean, just a good day. I mean, after that Atletico game, I was like really sad, but it was a good game. So just cheers to everyone.
Well done, man.
Mate, really appreciate your call. Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah, you too.
Take care. Yeah, nice message, and that's what you want to hear, you know. And that's kind of, I'm sure even the likes of Claude and that are going to come in. We're going to get the polls up for you now as well. When Jay, are they on the screen, Jay? Oh, my phone's not connected again. Oh, I'm connecting now. Connecting now. Should be done. So first poll we had here is: will Arsene Wenger be missed in the English Premier League? 54% have voted with yes, true legend.
Of course.
27% have said a little. 19% have said nope, glad he is gone.
Trolls.
Make sure you retweet that if you haven't followed me already at Terry Flewers TFT. That poll is running there right now. Not many votes on that yet, but if we get a few RTs out there, let's get that moving. And then we also have
RTs.
The other, RTs, retweets. We've got another one here. Will Liverpool make the top 4? 62% are saying yes. 38% are saying no on this. It's an interesting one.
It is. But they're likely to make it.
They are. It's just one of the. Yeah, it's just. But I look at Spurs. It's going to be interesting because if Spurs don't win on Thursday night,
who are they playing?
I don't know. Let's get that up. I'm gonna get the One Football app up actually. I'll find that. Let's get the match day, Premier League match day. So the next. Oh, this is just. Oh, hang on. Match day. This is weird how this works. Match day 38. That's the last game of the season. I need the midweek games. Let me just go to matches, all matches. This will be easier. Skip through it all. Jeez, Louise.
That is a lot.
This is too much. This is too much.
Bloody hell.
Jay, can you find us out? Can you get up who they're playing, please? On the screen in front of us. We'll get it up on the screen in front of us. Some of the people in the comments might know. I don't know. I didn't do that much research into it before game. But if they lose their game Thursday night, and Chelsea win, Chelsea jump in front of them, and then suddenly Chelsea have their destiny in their own hands. And I think for either Spurs or Liverpool to fall out, so they've got Wednesday, they play Newcastle themselves at home, and then they've got 2 home games, and then they're home to Leicester City. So they've got 2 home games, which gives them an advantage. It does give them an advantage. But they have slipped up recently. If they lose to Newcastle, or even draw, Chelsea go level on points if they win. It's neither Spurs or Liverpool can afford to miss Champions League football.
Neither of them can.
I
would probably say Tottenham more so.
Yeah.
Because they've
got players that are on the precipice of leaving already due to financial reasons and not winning trophies. To go from a team that was tipped to challenge for the title in an FA Cup semi-final, should have got past Juve in the Champions League, to end up out of everything and out of the top four. Look, when you've got world-class players like Dele Alli, Eriksen, Harry Kane.
Did we just call Dele Alli world?
He's class, mate. He's very, very good consistently.
Okay.
For me, last 2 years.
Okay,
anyway.
all right.
Anyway, okay, very good players then. We'll
Yeah.
We'll debate. But when you've got players at that level, hyped up by the Spurs fans, to miss out on it's embarrassing.
It's true.
Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hello, my name is John.
Hello, John. What would you support, John? He went.
He was definitely a troll.
He was like, look, he was like, hello, my name is John. Like, he was trying to make his voice deeper. Or maybe like he didn't have permission to use the landline at home.
Hello, my name is John.
I'm a builder. Hello?
Hi.
Hello, who am I speaking to?
Sam.
Hello, Sam.
Liverpool fan.
Oh, hello, mate. How you doing?
Man, I'm livid.
What are you livid about?
Shall I tell you what? I know, like, we've had a great season, but basically, there's been 3 times, since playing Liverpool that I felt physically sick by performance, overall, and that was like the 2-0 to Chelsea, like in the title-winning season, the Gerrard slip, the 6-0, the Stoke, and the Crystal Palace, and all the things that are the same about all those matches, right, is that I literally just saw our team run out of ideas so early in the game.
And do you think that happened today?
I think it was obvious. I think as soon as Giroud scored, do you know what happened? In the 40th minute, I literally saw Liverpool pass it around the back 4 for 6 minutes, while Chelsea just stood in their blocks and watched us do it, and nobody had the balls to take it on the half turn, break through the lines, and actually start an attack. Literally, everybody cowered out.
Do you know what, mate? It's I've done a lot of research into Liverpool this year. I talk about them a lot on the internet and stuff, so it's important that I do. They struggle when teams sit back and play defensively against them and counter. That they really and it's even they beat some of the smaller teams that do that because of the difference in quality. But when they go up against the big boys, when you look at the defeats to Spurs this year, Man United, and of course Chelsea today, they sit back and absorb and they counter attack against you. I struggle sometimes to understand why some of the top sides think it's.
They do often.
Like for me, like I heard Pep Guardiola say his players would never forgive him if he told them to play like counter-attack football against Liverpool. And I think, how are they not forgiven you for getting them through to a semi-finals of the Champions League? Like, because Liverpool, you just saw today, Liverpool struggled. They really struggled against a team. They struggled against West Brom. You know, although they went 2-0 up, they because of mistakes, they still were able to come back against you by playing that defensive football and counter-attacking. And do you worry that if Real Madrid play like that, if Real Madrid do what they did against Bayern Munich and Barcelona 2 seasons ago, where they sit back, absorb and counter, are you worried?
I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm not too worried because I thought Liverpool have the reputation of when the stakes are high and the pressure's big, they do know how to pull out the bag. So I kind of trust them to give them a game, if you know what I mean. But the only thing I'm worried about is that, you know, for Liverpool, when things go wrong, like they can go really wrong. It's either we have a blinder or the wheels come falling off. Do you know what I mean?
So I was gonna say, what about next season? What do you do then? You've got Naby Keita coming in. I was saying to Terry earlier, I feel like there's a lot of areas that Liverpool can improve on.
Can still improve on, yeah, exactly. Naby Keita is a perfect example of what we need, because I know that in this game, when Liverpool were just dilly-dallying at the back while we were 1-0 down, Naby Keita would have got the ball to centre-backs, got on the dribble, beaten a couple of players maybe, and then already like the intensity of the attack is up, and Salah and Firmino would have been running everywhere, and then, do you know what I mean? Like, it's already more intense. Today, I can't, like, Salah and Firmino, I thought they had like really quiet games, but it wasn't the type that I could really blame them as such, because I think Salah was trying a bit too much near the end, which was a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
But
do you know what it is, mate?
I feel like
when those players are nullified, what the team requires is somebody else to step up to the plate.
Stand up, exactly.
And they didn't do it. I want to ask you this question because, look, you got Brighton at home last game of the season. I would expect you to win. If you only pick up, if you were to lose that or pick up a draw and Chelsea win their last 2 games, are you honestly fearful that you could end up missing out on the top 4 place?
You know what? I am a bit, and it's not maybe a negative. It's literally because of the point you just made. Brighton, they will come to Anfield. Okay, they're safe, but anybody that knows they've got a chance to ruin anybody's party, no matter where it is, they will try their best to spoil the party. Middlesbrough tried to do it last year. So Brighton will literally just see this as, okay, let's see if we can actually shut Liverpool out. And the draw isn't going to be good enough. So if Brighton come in and 30 minutes have gone, Liverpool haven't scored, and then every misplaced pass, every touch, the crowd's groaning, and the pressure's building, and then when Liverpool get to that pressure, they go through a mental block, and they can't break teams down. Like, it's happened so many times, like you said. And I am a bit concerned that that's going to happen. But what I'm hoping is that if we get an early goal, then we should be fine. But the way we've left it this late is a bit disappointing, and I feel like Klopp really needs to improve the midfield, because our midfield, I think our front three is amazing. Our defence is getting better, but the thing that I can't let go is the midfield. I think that he's made average players get to the Champions League final, which I think is testament to Klopp. But I think in reality,
I don't necessarily think that. I disagree that they're average. I think you've got some very good players in your team, but I hear your point. Let me ask you one thing as well, though. If that does happen and you fall out of the top 4, big if, how big does that make the Champions League final then? Because it's all or nothing then. Because if you fail to win the Champions League and fall out, suddenly it goes from being like you finish 3rd and you win and come 2nd in the Champions League or win it. It's an amazing season.
Amazing season,
If you lose the final and you fall out of the top floor, you've failed. You've completely failed as a club.
Exactly. That's how fine the margins are in this situation, and that's why I'm a bit worried, because if we do fall out the top 4 and we go to the final with another added weight, because like the fans' expectation is a weight already, and then the actual match itself is another weight. If we add the weight of, if you don't win this match, not only do you not win the Champions League, but you also fall out the top 4 for next season, I feel like it's another pressure, and if there's too much pressure, could it tip over the edge? And certain players, like for example Trent, who's had a fantastic season, but he's still 19. That this is massive pressure that some people in their prime struggle with. So I'm scared that if there's too much pressure on it, then some players that have been good all season will crumble, and then we need everybody, absolutely all 11 players on the field, whoever's on the pitch, to be on their game. Otherwise, we're not going to get anything from Madrid.
Mate, really appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Great call. It was a great call, because you know what? He respects his club. He understands what they're good at, but he's willing to sit there and talk about the areas that they still need to improve on. Because I think he's right. Outside of Man City, there's no team in that top 6 outside of City of whom are a completed article. It doesn't matter that you've made a Champions League semi-final. It doesn't matter that Man United are 2nd in the league and Chelsea is sitting 5th. There are holes within all these teams, holes within all of these squads, and areas that the managers need to improve on. It would just, and I pointed Liverpool out because they played today, but Spurs fit into this category as well. To miss out on top 4 now, when they have been sitting in it so long, and I mean, literally both of them have thrown points away in very simplistic games in the last month, same as Man United have, no doubt about it. And that's why I've not been so hard on Man United in the same way that some Man United. I've been annoyed at the performances, no doubt, and I've criticised them. But when you sit back and reflect, you're like, well, it feels like all the teams, it feels like United, Spurs and Liverpool have all sort of gone top 4 sorted. Chelsea were done. Arsenal were nowhere near it. It's like they've all taken their foot off the gas a little bit, and United are lucky enough, 4, 5, 6 points in it where they're guaranteed. The others, their season could end badly.
That's what I'm saying.
But listen, guys, thank you very much for tuning in as ever, whatever the platform it is that you're watching on today. And remember to download the OneFootball app. All the information for that is in our description below. Get it downloaded. Massive support to us here, FanPark Live. Adam, let everyone know where they can find you.
The 5th Official on YouTube and at TFO Show on Twitter. Please.
You all know what I am. I'm at the Football Terrace. Take care. God bless. We'll see you all again very, very soon.